Hey guys, so excited that you are joining me today. Today's video, I'm going to talk about diets, why you should not diet, and my personal take on dieting. So if you want to stay around for that, make sure you do. I have some good information for you. Hey guys, welcome to my channel where I balance my life and hormones. I'm Mary Cherry, and y'all, if you have PCOS and you are overweight, I know that your doctor probably has said that to you so many times that you need to lose weight. I know when I was first diagnosed with PCOS about 10 years ago, my doctor's first line of defense was you need to lose weight. She actually told me that I need to exercise more and go to Jenny Craig. Wow. So I know losing weight with PCOS is so hard to do. My last video, check it out, I talked about how I lost 10 pounds with having PCOS. So I think some of that information will be helpful for you. One of the things I do want to talk about is that I told you guys that instead of thinking about losing weight, just try to have the mindset of being healthy. And I've been thinking about that, and I know how challenging that is. Like, I shouldn't say all I think about, but a lot of the time I think about losing weight, how to be healthy, losing the weight, and just trying how to meet this goal. And like sometimes it does, I shouldn't say it consume me, but many times I find myself thinking about what I'm gonna eat next week, meal planning, all that fun stuff. And I'm gonna give you a background of my life with dieting since I got diagnosed with PCOS and endometriosis. So when I first got diagnosed with PCOS, I was pretty skinny, pretty small, still overweight apparently, because my doctor told me that I needed to lose more weight. But my doctor also wanted to prescribe me on birth control, but when she found out I had endometriosis, she took that back. And I will say too, I have the frank type of PCOS. That means so to get diagnosed with PCOS, you need 2 of the 3 characteristics to be diagnosed. I have all 3, which is cysts on the ovaries, androgen type features, so the hirsutism, the facial hair, body hair, and the last one is having irregular or no period. So I have all those symptoms. So I have the frank, pretty much like the most severe type of PCOS. And so during that time, I was learning so much about PCOS. I adapted to a low glycemic index diet, more of a diabetes type diet, because at the time too I was told that most likely I would develop diabetes or I will always be pre-diabetic because of my PCOS, not knowing at the time that it was related to insulin resistance. So I was able to lose some weight with that, but I did not sustain it. And that's one of the things I hear so much about diets and PCOS. They're just not sustainable. And I also know that there's no type of like longitudinal long-term research that shows that this particular diet or this type of lifestyle really helps women with PCOS. So let's fast forward a little bit. And my weight is just over the years, I was just slowly climbing up. When I got married, I was about 160, and I felt that was like huge. Well, I shouldn't say huge. At that time I was trying to lose weight, and so I got married in 2017. Within a year I went up to 200 pounds. So very, very rapid weight gain in my opinion, such a short period of time. And then just during this time I remember just trying to go to the gym every day, doing cardio, just adding some weight, like weight exercises into my regimen. I think I did adapt to like a low carb diet, watching when I'm eating, like eating protein, like pretty much the whole gamut for the most part, but not even drinking like Atkins shakes and drinking more protein shakes to lose weight, decreasing my calories to lose weight. And for the most part, I didn't really lose too much weight. I don't remember losing weight, I should say. Maybe I probably lost a pound here, a pound there, but really I could not consistently lose weight and keep it off. So when I got pregnant, I was 200 pounds, and over my pregnancy I gained a total of 20 pounds. So I keep thinking about like that's probably what I need to go to lose the weight that I have now. So when I became pregnant, I did get diagnosed with gestational diabetes. So with that, my dietitian prescribed to me a low carb diet. And for the most part, that looks like probably 15, 20, 30 grams of carbs per meal, and making sure I'm eating pretty much consistently throughout the day. So 3 meals, 2 to 3 snacks, and then maybe right before bed, have a small snack to sustain my blood sugar. So when I was pregnant with gestational diabetes, my goal was to maintain my blood sugar, so make sure it didn't spike up, spike down, just have a constant level of blood sugars in my body. And that was very important for me. That was my job to do. And I tackled that through diet and exercise. And I'll also link the video I talk about how I beat gestational diabetes. But pretty much what I did, I had a high protein diet. I decreased my carbs, and when I did have something, not so good, I drank a lot of water with it to kind of decrease the sugars in my blood system. And so I think that really worked. So now postpartum, my 6 weeks postpartum visit, I lost all my weight, so I'm back to 200 pounds. And then over the course of 3 to 6 months, my weight is slowly climbing back up. So the highest I probably was about 220, 222. And in August of 2020, that's when I was like, I need to start paying attention to my diet, what I'm putting into my body, and exercising. Now, I will say right now, like, I really did not exercise that much since August. Since I guess becoming pregnant in April 2019, like, exercise was does not give me that joy. It's just something I'm not really interested in doing. I know it's something I have to do, but I was like, since exercising is not my favorite thing to do, I'm gonna work on my diet first. And that's what I was doing. And so August 2020, I was like, I'm going to focus on adding fats, fiber, and protein to my diet. I just finished reading the book The Woman Code by Lisa Vitti. She's a woman with PCOS, and she said she reversed her PCOS that she had over her lifetime. And her way is decreasing carbs, eating real food, and just pretty much nourishing yourself. And she has a cycle syncing method where pretty much you should change what you're eating, change what you're doing, because depending on where you are in your cycle, you should be kind of nourishing that part of your cycle. So that's really good and all, but for a woman who doesn't have a cycle, and I'm about 13 months postpartum, I still don't have a cycle. And again, I don't know if it's because I'm still breastfeeding or it's still my hormonal disorder. Let's fast forward a little bit. In January 2021, I decided for 21 days to give up dairy and gluten. And I'm going to have a video about that, like just what I learned about giving up dairy and gluten for that time period. But in 21 days, I lost 6 pounds. So since August of 2020 to about January 2021, I lost 10 pounds in total, which again, I talked about that in my last video, so take a look at that. And I was unhappy at first. I was like, that's it. But I was really happy because I'm like, wow, that's such a huge accomplishment for women with PCOS, hormonal disorders, because it is so hard to lose weight. So, and just over this decade of having PCOS, like what I keep seeing is like the best diet for PCOS is keto. And I did look into it, and I think I tried it, but I think I gave up really quickly because it was just something that did not appeal to me. And then even recently when I realized that dairy could, a lot of dairy products can cause your body to be in an inflamed state because they're inflammatory foods. I'm like, well, of course keto is not good for me because I'm looking at all these recipes and it's like cheese in that, cream cheese, sour cream, heavy cream, like it's so much dairy in the keto diet. It just does not work with me, and I can't see how it works with women with PCOS because of that inflammatory characteristic of dairy food. So again, let's fast forward to now. This is February 2021, and I read the book called The PCO Plan. The authors are Jason Fung and Nadia Patiguana, and the woman Dr. Nadia, I think it's Nadia. What did I say? Anyway, Dr. Patiguana, she has PCOS. She also had the frank type of PCOS, meaning that she had all three characteristics of having the no periods, or irregular periods, cysts on ovaries, and the high androgen levels, or having characteristics of high androgen levels. And she talks about when she was working with people, she always prescribed a low carb diet, and she often helped women get pregnant. She realized she has PCOS, and she pretty much adopts that. Long story short, she adopts this lifestyle of eating low carb. She also mentions intermittent fasting, and that's a whole story. Maybe I'll get into that in this video. I will definitely do another video about intermittent fasting, because that's something I still want to learn about. And she prescribes to a keto diet. Now, and I will say, she does not outright say women with PCOS, you should go on keto diet because you want to be in ketosis and you want to have ketones for energy, yada yada yada. But what her and Dr. Fung goes into is that PCOS, they call it the diabetes of the ovaries. So the ovaries have insulin receptors. The reason why the ovaries have insulin receptors is because the woman's body wants to know, is it safe to get pregnant? So the woman is in starvation mode. She's not getting consistent food. She's not been eating. The body will say, wait, this is not healthy. This is not a healthy setup for mommy and baby. If this woman gets pregnant, she won't be able to sustain her own life and the baby's life. So since there's no food coming in, the insulin receptors are not getting that insulin input, output, whatever. It will shut down your cycle. And so what happens with women with PCOS, maybe also women who are obese, overweight, whatever you want to say, is too much insulin is getting into the bloodstream, is going to the ovaries, and it's just, it has a lot of different things going on. So testosterone's being released, outputted, something called sex hormone binding protein. That is a protein that binds to testosterone to make sure testosterone is going where it needs to go. But that protein is decreasing, and so there's a lot of free testosterone in the body. So the fact that a woman's body, my body, it does not respond well with insulin. And so pretty much the book is talking about to get rid of PCOS, because she's saying PCOS is a syndrome. And to have PCOS, you have to have 2 of the 3. Now, Dr. Patiguana, she doesn't have any symptoms. She doesn't have irregular periods. She doesn't have androgen type characteristics, and she doesn't have cysts on her ovaries. Which means that if she would go to the doctor today, they would not diagnose her with PCOS. So she kind of has PCOS in remission. It's been reversed. And it's been because she's been practicing an intermittent fasting, there we go, and living a low carb diet. So that gets me to where I am today. So recently my lifestyle has been increasing fats, proteins, and fiber, and trying to cut out dairy and gluten. Well, decreasing it, I should say. So now I'm going to add in a low carb diet. I'm going to really focus on lowering my carbs. Again, the reason is, by definition, PCOS, if insulin is the culprit, if insulin is the reason why I'm not getting my period, I have cysts in my ovaries, I'm having facial hair, and all these other symptoms, IBS, whatever, the list of symptoms, then yeah, the thought is I need to decrease my insulin. And so insulin is produced when you eat food, but it really has a lot of insulin being released when you're eating carbs, especially refined carbs, processed foods, breads, grains, sugary cookies, sugar, a lot of insulin being released, and that is what's feeding into the cravings, and that's what's feeding into your body. Just the insulin's going to your ovaries and preventing your cycle, causing androgen levels to go up, causing your testosterone levels to go up. So the idea is that if you decrease the insulin in your body, then the symptoms should go away, right? And I should say too, protein does cause an insulin response. It's just not a high insulin response. It's kind of like a moderate. And fats have little to no insulin response. So that's why keto diet makes sense to have the best diet for women with PCOS, because it's high fat, moderate protein, and low carbs. So I'm going to adopt this, and I'm going to do this for a while. And I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to start giving you guys a weekly update with me eating a combination of a low carb keto diet, and what Dr. Patagonia says, like, the focus is not to go on this diet, like keto's the diet you need to go on, but the idea is your diet needs to decrease the insulin in your body, to decrease all the hormonal imbalances. So that's what I am going to do. I'm really actually excited about this this diet, and I don't want to call it a diet because I really feel like if this works, this is something I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, because even if my cyst goes away and all the symptoms go away, with this diet, if it all goes away, it can come right back if I start eating sugary foods and processed foods. So my goal, if I see changes and good stuff happening, the goal is to keep this as my lifestyle change, right? Like, just like when I look at my meals, I'm like, where's my fat, where's my fiber, where's my protein? When I'm looking at my meals, I'm gonna say, okay, Meredith, make sure you are having, a good amount of fat. Make sure you're having your protein and minimize your carbs. Let's just see where this takes me. Really, I am not into diets because I just hear so much, these things are just not sustainable. And I'm also, what I learned recently is that the prevalence of women with eating disorders is pretty high with women with PCOS. And I totally get it. Like I said earlier in the video, like, I think about food quite often. I think about PCOS every day. The goal of losing weight every day. Excuse me. The goal of getting pregnant, like all these things are going to my head almost daily, if not daily. So yeah, I definitely understand why women have an eating disorder. So my goal is not to be like really strict with myself, like, Meredith, eat this, don't eat that, eat this, don't eat that. But at the same time, I do want to use food to heal myself, right? And I will, try to be very open and honest about when I do these weekly posts about my changes in my body. What I've been eating. Like this past week, we ate out twice. We had a Dairy Queen one day, and we had pizza last night. And I'm sure I can find some keto-friendly foods on their menus, but we want to enjoy ourselves this weekend. I'm very happy that I'm not in a place where I shame myself for eating a certain way. And I want to continue this place of just having a healthy relationship with food. Like, I want food to be something I can enjoy, but I also want food to be something that heals me and gives me energy and nourishes me and nourishes my baby that I'm still breastfeeding, so nourishes Raven as well. So just trying to develop this healthy relationship with food is my goal. And I do not have as of right now, I don't have an eating disorder or been going to a therapist about food, but just because I've been learning so much about eating disorders and PCOS, this is something I really want to tread lightly. I don't want to create unhealthy eating habits and just bad habits in general around food, because I know it probably can spiral out of control. Now, also, the last thing I wanted to mention too, one thing about, and this part may not even fit in with this video, but I had this goal of sharing this with you guys, so I'm going to share it. I might do another video about this as well. But, one of the things I think about is that, a lot of times we go on these diets and we just can't sustain them. And a lot of times, we blame ourselves, and women with PCOS, we have these carb cravings that's out of this control, out of this world, I should say. And I know what that feels like, because y'all, I know, just know, I know what it feels like to, just feel like you have to eat and eat and eat in a short period of time. And I remember just eating like a bowl of cereal, and I was like, that didn't satisfy me. I need to eat something else. So I had like chips and salsa, and that too didn't satisfy me. So I looked for another third option. I don't remember what that was. I wish I remember what it was, but I just remember just having these carb cravings, and myself just opening up the refrigerator and the cabinets just looking for something to munch on. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting rid of those carb cravings. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, sorry, my tangent. So the one last thing I wanted to share with you guys is that, you know, sometimes with PCOS, a lot of people say like, you just don't have the willpower, you're lazy, or like you don't have the motivation, whatever the case may be. Like, there's a reason why you're not sticking to the diet, because let's face it, a lot of people can't stick to diets. So one of the things I want to share with you guys, there's a scripture, and it talks about pretty much, his name is Paul, it's Romans 7:15 to verse 20. He is asking, like, you know, the things I want to do, I don't do it. The things I don't want to do, I do that. Like, why do I do that? So please forgive me, because this passage is like kind of hard to read, but work with me, y'all. So he says, I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I not do, but I hate to do. And if I do what I do not want to do, I agree the law is good. As it is no longer myself who do it, but it is sin living in me. For I know that good itself does not dwell in me. That is, it is my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do. This I keep on doing. If I do what I want, if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but it is a sin living in me that does it. Yeah, you guys need to read that passage. Again, pretty much what he's saying, like, I know what I want to do, I know what I should be doing, I just can't do it. But the things I don't want to do, I just keep doing that. The reason why we are making these decisions and making these mistakes, and I'm talking about food in particular, like, we're never going to be perfect around food. The reason why is we are humans. We have sin in us, and I'm not going to like go on that tangent of sin and, you know, whatever the case may be, but pretty much there's bad stuff in us. Like, we are, you know, not these perfect angels, we're not perfect beings. Like, we want to do good stuff, we want to eat healthy, however, because the sin in us, we just choose not to do what we should do. And again, I totally know, like, the carb cravings, like, listen, I know and it's a hormone interaction that's going on inside of us. Like, it's not like, oh my god, like, I know, like I said, I know what it feels like when you're in the cabinet just trying to look for food. You're looking for carbs, you're looking for crackers and chips and cereals and all this stuff to satisfy this carb craving. It like he just said, it's not you, and I totally get that. Like, I remember just being in the kitchen that day when I eat the 3 different meals, like, oh my god, like, why can't I just satisfy this, right? And it's not your fault. It's not because you don't have willpower. Like, when I was trying to get pregnant, I really was like, I have such a big goal to get pregnant, why can't I stop eating this way? So don't blame yourself. Just realize you're going to make mistakes. Realize that bad things are going to happen. You're going to, like, you know, choose a donut over the piece of avocado. That's fine. It's fine. Next time, make a better decision, right? Like, do the best you can do what's around you. And again, I don't have an eating disorder. I have a pretty good relationship with food. Like, I had pizza this week and I enjoyed it and I loved it, and I'm not ashamed of it. And I will tell people, like, I'm trying to lose weight and I'm trying to get pregnant and I'm eating pizza. Yes, and I know pizza does the best for my insulin levels and my hormones, excuse me, but it was so yummy. So I say that hopefully to encourage you, you know, when you mess up, don't be hard on yourself. It's okay. It happens. Paul in the Bible had the same thing. Like, dang, I wish I was doing what I wanted to do. Like, I wish I was eating the right thing. I wish I was eating the avocado. I wish I was increasing my fats and my proteins. I wish I was working out more. Like, why can't I do it? It's okay. If you don't do it today, you can do it tomorrow. And I just realized this video is probably super long. I'm so sorry that it's so long at this point, but if you gotta break into different parts, do it. But you know, just do your best. Don't be hard on yourself. And I would just say, when it comes to food, just think about, you know, what is best for you, and you choose what's best for you. Try to choose what's best for you, right? Like, you know, I choose to eat this avocado over this donut. And, you know, one of the things I thought about too is I never regret choosing the healthier option, right? Like, I remember going to Dunkin' Donuts and I just ordered a coffee and I was like, I really want a donut, I really want a donut, but I'm not going to do it. Like, I don't regret not getting that donut. Like, I feel like I usually regret not choosing the healthier options. Like, so for example, like, I ate pizza last night. You know, you might eat pizza and afterwards just have like a bad reaction, like gotta run to the bathroom, or your acne flares up, or you gain another and some more pounds, whatever. Like, you usually regret the bad decision, but you probably don't regret making a good decision. So you probably forget that you made the best decision at the time, right? So I would just say, don't be hard on yourself. Try to choose the best decisions for yourself, and that's what you can do, you know? So don't be too hard on yourself. So I'm gonna end this video before I keep rambling. Thank you so much if you listened to this entire video. I'm so happy that you did. I'm gonna encourage you guys, if you are looking to get pregnant, please join me on my weekly fertility call. I have it every Sunday. I'm changing the time to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, hoping that that's better for a lot of people. So join me this Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can pray together on your journey to get pregnant. And if you can resonate with any of this video, please comment below. Let me know if your doctor told you that you should lose weight to help you get pregnant. Let me know if you have been on these yo-yo diets. Let me know if you were like me and you went to the gym every day and haven't lost a single pound. Like this button if you are encouraged by this video. Like this video if you are looking forward to see me in my upcoming videos with hopefully my new body. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.